Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Brother Nakwam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Malaki Bashai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in his truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Hamashiach Malaki Bashai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing his truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing the husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. Slaki, everybody tuning in live. Don Israel, Ernesto McCrae, Shalom Williams, Kyoko Banyamian, T. Sellers, Calibre T, Chunika Jenkins, Abba Yanam, Yasha Allah, Vincent, Solomon McFadden, Yolanda Caesar, WFI Trinidad, Shalom Kings, the Don Israel, Brown Girl, Elijah Jones, Ryla Pius, Brother Believe, WFI Seattle, Shalom King, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach Malaka Bashar. Right? It's holiday season, what the world calls holiday season, and it's fitting that we touch on how to survive the evil holiday season and the days of so-called Thanksgiving, so-called Black Friday, so-called Christmas, so-called New Year's. We have to go into how to operate and how to maneuver as Israelites in this truth and how to survive. Because if you don't know how to move in this season, you're going to be caught out there. You're going to be working at your job, right? And celebrating their days at these Christmas parties, Thanksgiving parties at your job, New Year's parties, right? They rent out a building or a venue and you're celebrating these damn corporate festivals, man. Or you are in that group chat, that wicked, nasty group chat with your auntie, cousin Rel, auntie Sharisha, Uncle Dan Mike, Willie, all these damn family members, your grandma, and they all say happy Thanksgiving, man. And who's bringing the mashed potatoes, who's bringing the turkey, and who's bringing the damn collard greens. And you're going to be caught and you're going to be pressured, man. Right? You're not going to know how to move or operate, man. Right? You're going to be celebrating watching the big games that they got going on today and just getting caught up in the world that the Most High called us to come out of. So we have to go into how to survive in these holiday seasons because you can get sifted out in these seasons, man. Right? So let's dive into it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Shah. If you're not careful, if you don't walk on this thin line, you're going to be caught out there, man. Next thing you know, you're at grandma's house talking about, oh, I'm just making a plate to go. Well, it ain't no just I'm making a plate to go, man. Right? We're gonna touch on this. Let's go to the classic. Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. You see that? So you got to make your body a living sacrifice. You have to be willing to put your life on the line and be willing to sacrifice the things that the world wants you to involve yourself in or for you to indulge in. I mean, this is the biggest time of Babylon. Babylon is the most wicked kingdom on the earth, the most sinful nation on the earth, and this is the peak of their sins, man. Days dedicated to slaughter, robbery, theft, bloodshed, murder, sorcery, madness, evil, wickedness, plundering, pillaging, removing a landmark, false witnesses, and slavery. You got days like Sinmas, man, strictly dedicated to idolatry and a spiritual demon Satan. So-called New Year's, man, days dedicated to Janus and portals and dualities and wizardry. All feigned and masqueraded under the stigma of family time, being thankful for what you have, right? Spending time with your loved ones, showing charity. It's all masqueraded, man. So you have to be willing to make your body a living sacrifice, holy, meaning set apart, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So you can't be conformed to this world during this time, right? A lot of group chats are active right now. A lot of people, even those that are new in the truth, you feeling that pressure, man. Your family's calling you. Why aren't you coming over? Oh, you don't love us anymore. Oh, your grandma's old. You've changed. You're not who you used to be. Oh, you're into this Bible and this court thing, and you don't really come around anymore. And a lot of people start feeling bad, man. Well, yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I'll just show up. Or you might be in a situation where you kind of bit in this truth for a minute, and your family know that you don't celebrate it, so they try to get you by other terms. Yeah, why don't you just come over and see your uncle? He just flew in from damn Chicago, right? Come see your uncle. He just flew in, man. You haven't seen him since you was a child. Or your grandma's getting old, right? Or I just made you a to-go plate. I know you don't celebrate it, but I did make you a plate. And a lot of people, you might get caught up in that, man. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna just come over and just get a plate. I'm gonna just say hi. I'm just say what's up to Uncle Daryl. Say hi to grandma or granny, whatever you say, man. Next thing you know, you damn carving a turkey, man. Celebrating the murder of your forefathers and foremothers. This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Right? And sinners are going to entice you, man. Again, it's going to be your family. It might be your job. We got a bonus. Everybody got the corporate annual Christmas party, corporate annual Thanksgiving party. Paid time off, you show up, and everybody, you get your bonus, your weekly bonus. Free drinks, free food. And you might be new at that job, and you might feel pressure like you have to go, man. Everybody's going to be looking at you, all of the supervisors, management, so-called leadership, maybe your co-workers. Maybe they'll make fun of you because you didn't go. Maybe you feel like you're missing out on things, man. Those are demons. Don't you know the enticement actually comes from the evil spirits, right? The demonic forces that Yahweh has created. The 2nd Chronicles, right? 18 and 18. You got to survive this holiday season, man. You got to stand 10 toes down. We got our own holy days. I mean, December 6th at sundown is the beginning of the Feast of Dedication. I mean, what more could you ask for? You have 7 straight days of feasting. Technically, it's 8 days, right? You have days of feasting. And that's a feast day in righteousness, man. You got Purim, destruction, and Nicanor. We have our own holy days that the Most High gave us. So you don't have a need, you shouldn't have a need or a desire to follow the ways of your oppressor. A lot of people might get sifted out in this season, man. Well, I'm just carving a turkey. Show me in the law where I can't carve the turkey. Show me in the law where I can't eat the mac and cheese. Show me the law. It's just family time. I'm being the light. A lot of Jakes, you're going to be using precepts to justify your wickedness. I'm going over there to teach the word of the Most High. No, you're not, brother. You're not going over there to teach the word of the Lord, man. Now's my time to bring them all in the truth. They're not, brother. Look, man. They got their mind made up. They're not there to listen to you preach the word of the Lord, man. It's Thanksgiving. Right? This is not the so-called opportune time for you to go over there and just try to you dive into all of the precepts and they don't want to hear it till you make yourself a plate. And they make an ultimatum, just make you a plate. Well, listen. They wrap it up in that aluminum foil. Then they wrap it up in the saran wrap so the damn green juice don't drip out. And the turkey leg juice don't drip out. Then they put it in the bag and tie it up for you. 2nd Chronicles 18 and 18. And he said, therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw Yahweh sitting upon his throne and all the host of heaven standing on his right hand and on his left. So the prophet Micaiah saw all of the righteous angels on the right hand side and all of the evil angels on the left hand side of the Lord. And the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, king of Israel, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake after this manner, and one spake saying after this manner, and another saying after that manner. So the Most High had a council, and he asked all of his angels, who's going to entice this man that he could die? How are we going to get this man to die? Anybody got any big plans? What's the big idea? But the point of the matter is, enticement comes from on high first. That's the tempter. All right. Verse 20, 2 Chronicles 18 and 20. So they all pitched their ideas, for lack of better terms. One said, okay, I can get him to fall if I, make his horse trip and he could break his neck. Okay, another angel said, okay, I could be a lightning bolt. I could come down and I could strike him down. Okay, another angel said, okay, look, I could be a woman. I could seduce him, and I could be an adulteress, so her husband could come in and kill him. So they all had these different ideas, right? Verse 20. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? So this may happen to you, man. There's a conversation up there in the third heaven, and the Lord might try you, man. Right? How are we going to get to see if this man really believes? Well, I'm going to go down and be a wicked woman, and I'm going to seduce him. Well, I'm going to go down, I'm going to be his auntie, and I'm going to call him crying and saying, you've changed. You're not the same anymore. Just come over. I want to see you so bad. Please bring that Bible with you and that Apocrypha. And I want to hear about the fringes in the law. But I did make you a plate. Right? So you got these spirits that are going to entice you, man. That big group chat, everybody getting on you in a group chat. And you got to leave those things, man. Get out that group chat. Do not disturb or block it or whatever you could do, man. Everybody always make a big group chat with you and your uncle and your auntie and your cousins, man. And your brothers and sisters. Now, they'll do that maybe your first year in the truth, maybe your second, but after a while, they kind of get the picture. But the point is, those enticing spirits are going to be here, man. Right? And the Lord knows that. The Lord is the one that's sending those spirits down. That's why Proverbs chapter 1 and 10 say, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Right? And don't use precepts as justification to freak off. Right? Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 2. And I mean that to say, like, certain precepts, let your light shine before men, right? Or be thou an example. So you go over there with your fringes on and your Bible, and you say, I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving. I know what you guys are doing here, and that's bad, and that's evil, and I condemn that, and that's an abomination. And that you don't have to do all of that, man. Right? You don't have to do that. We have to go into how to really move in wisdom in these days. Right? That's not how you're going to win souls. Going over there and telling everybody, hey, look, that's an abomination. You're evil, and the Most High is going to destroy you. And auntie, you're the 2/3. And uncle, you got a missile for your head. That if you thought that was going to bring them into the truth, then I mean, you're gonna find out that that's not how you move, man. Right? So you want to know how to. If your goal is to try to bring people into the truth and bring them under the spirit of Yahweh Shai, there's a way to do it, and there's a time to do it, right? And it may not be today, man. Right? Now, if they call you and say, hey, look, I know you don't come around. What's up with you, man? I know you're reading that Bible. Well, what's going on? Then you can kind of say, okay, well, look, you can kind of go into it. Right? So we're not saying that you can't break the scriptures down to your family, but you have to have discernment to know when it's the opportune time. Because your family could call you. They could reach out and say, look, man, why don't you come around? Right? Your mother keeps saying you into this Israelite thing. Well, what is that about? And that time, that's an opportune time. That door is open. You can go as much as you want to go in. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 17. But we are not as many which corrupt the word of the Most High, but as of sincerity, but as of the Most High, in the sight of the Most High, speak we in Hamashiach. So you got to remember the Most High is watching you, how you preach and go into the word, how you use the precepts. The Lord is watching you. And if it's not sincere, if you're using precepts and you're corrupting the word of God to go over there and eat Thanksgiving turkey, right? Well, the apostle Paul said, eat this, and Peter lived like the Gentiles, and I'm gonna do this, and then you're corrupting the word of God, man. Because I know you brothers, man. Right? And you're going to say, well, I can eat Thanksgiving turkey, cranberry sauce, mac and cheese, because I believe in the Most High. Right? My faith, I'm strong in the faith. It's just mac and cheese. It's just Thanksgiving turkey. It's not just Thanksgiving turkey, man. It's not just mac and cheese. It's not just cranberry sauce. As much as you feign yourself to believe, I mean, this is a feast day dedicated to the spiritual demon Satan, man. Let's go to Revelation, and we'll touch on these things, man. We'll touch on 1 Corinthians 10, 8, or the 8th chapter, the 10th chapter, right? Revelation chapter 2 and verse 21, verse 20. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. So the Most High, he's against people who feign themselves to be righteous, whether you call yourself a prophetess or a pastor, or you know the Bible, or you say it's just family time, or it's a great get-together, or it's a time for us to break bread and people are traveling. Hey, Jay can make you feel real bad, man. I called out of work to see you. Oh, you don't love me anymore. You're not the same anymore. Oh, you changed up on me. Oh, who are you? Right? They'll say all of this stuff to kind of make you feel bad, man. But they're really teaching and seducing you to commit fornication. Right? And that's really a spiritual fornication. And to eat things sacrificed unto idols. Right? So if you've been seduced to eat things sacrificed unto idols, then your mind is bad. Right? Your mind is bad, because this is how a lot of our forefathers felt, huh? Oh, I'm just carving a turkey. It's not that bad. Oh, I'm just putting a gift under the tree. The tree ain't nothing. It's just a tree. I'm just bringing just a box wrapped up with fancy paper. Yeah, you can call it a gift. I don't really call it a gift. It's just a box with fancy paper and a bow, just under a regular tree. The Most High made the tree. He made paper. Just putting it under the tree. I'm just setting it there. The Most High sees you, man. All these excuses. I'm just getting a gift. I didn't give a gift. I'm just getting one. Yeah, I'm just taking a bow. I just want to see what's inside. I'm not really celebrating Christmas. I'm just taking alms. It's charity. It's alms. Didn't the Lord say alms delivered from death? Well, I'm just showing up to the Christmas party, right? I mean, I got my fringes on. Yeah, they're tucked in, but I have them. If somebody asks about the Bible, I will talk about it, but I'm just here to kind of show that you could be in the truth and kind of be, an example at the same time. So yeah, I'll be under that mistletoe. It's just the mistletoe, right? I mean, the Lord did say we're going to deal with the other nations. We're going to, we see a beautiful woman, take them captive. I mean, it's just a mistletoe. Yeah, it's a white woman, but they're not really right. Right? They're really Edomites, but David. Hey, a lot of brothers, man, you're going to be coming up with all types of madness, man. To freak off. I'm just counting down, Ak. It's just the ball dropping. I don't really believe that that's a god or the god of Janus. Just like to count. It just so happens that I'm counting down 3, 2, 1 the same time they count down. What's the odds? The Lord did say time and chance happening to them all. Or man's goings of the Lord. Don't be the brother that pull up to the Thanksgiving feast talking about man's goings of the Lord. You showed up to the Christmas party. Well, the Lord say I did. The way of man is not in himself. You're just pulling precepts to freak off. Because you've been seduced. Revelation 2 and 21. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of her deeds. And I will kill her children with death. And the Lord, the Most High, kill your children with death, man. Right? You want to get off on these holidays? You want to secretly celebrate them? You want to have these excuses in your mind to go and celebrate these days? The Most High may kill your children with death. And all the churches shall know that I am he which searcheth the reins and hearts, and I will give unto every one of you according to your works. So the Most High sees what your true intentions are. He sees what's deep in your spirit. That's what that means. He searcheth the reins and the hearts. You're going on social media. You're really looking at people celebrating Christmas and you're mad. Or you're sad that you don't really get to do it. The Lord sees that, man. He's watching your screen time and you're on social media looking at the Thanksgiving and you're really kind of getting off on it. Oh, wow, that looks good. Even if you on that level, the Most High is going to get up with you, man. Ain't no, oh, man, that looks good. Yeah, I ain't going to eat it, but damn, that do look good. You being seduced. Damn, my mac and cheese will kill that mac and cheese. Man. They don't really know what's going on. Oh, that looks bad, man. Did you see that Thanksgiving plate? But brother, why do you care, man? Why do you care what's on their plate? Right? That's how you know you on your way out, man. Right? Ephesians chapter 5 and 15. See, then that ye walk circumspectly. Actually, I really want 11. Ephesians chapter 5. Or I want to start at this whole thing is good. Boy, let's start at the whole chapter is good, man. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 3. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh the saints, because covetousness is idolatry, pursuant to Romans, the 7th chapter. And if you covet the days of the so-called white man, then shame on you. Right? Don't feel bad for standing up for truth. It's okay to say no. You don't have to beat around the bush. A lot of times, Jake, you get broken down and walk down into sin because you can't just say no. Well, I'll see. You're saying, well, I'll see. They're asking you, can you make it to Auntie house? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can make it. Right? Then they respond, well, I could pick you up. Oh, well, you know, I don't have a clean shirt. Well, I got a clean shirt for you. Right? You're just getting walked down the line. Well, I don't know if you can fit. I wear a medium. Well, I got a medium. And I got a large, just in case. Okay, well, I live so far away. Well, I just got gas in the tank. You're just getting walked down the line, man. Just say no. Because that demon is going to keep applying pressure. Satan is going to come up with everything to get you to go off. Everything's going to work out for you, man. They got to have enough gas in the tank. They can take you there and they can bring you back. Right? And they got gas. You don't have to even put in for the tank. They got a shirt that fits you. You know? Hey, they got some woman there for you. Grandma just came in from Alabama, man. And she's just desiring to see you. Grandma called you. They put grandma on FaceTime. They got that big iPad or iPhone 14 Deluxe, and everybody in the family FaceTiming you. Right? You know the damn alarm, right? And make the alarm, then you answer as grandma. Everybody around grandma. Grandma looking, oh, baby. Where are you? Then everybody always like, yeah, get on, grandma. You need to come down here. I haven't seen you in so long. Can anybody pick him up? Yeah, I'll be around the corner. He stay 5 miles away. Hey, you gotta tell grandma no. I'm gonna just put it out there. You gotta say no. Because all that, well, I can't make it this year, or I'm busy, I'm tied up, my leg hurt. No. Brothers have to learn how to say no. Nothing more. What would I say after that? Oh, no, just say no. All right, and leave it at that. That's the line in the sand, man. If you can learn how to say no, you'll fare well in this thing. But all that beating around the bush and all that, well, maybe next thing you know, you over there. You got picked up. I'm outside. Now you sad because you couldn't say no. Now you in the car, man, with your cousin. Wearing that medium shirt he had you. He passed you a blunt now. Now you in the car. I don't smoke. I don't smoke. Well, that's all right, nephew. That's all right. And he rolled the windows up, man. Now you got a contact secondhand smoke high, man. Now you in there high, doing this. On your way to celebrate Thanksgiving. And he arrived there, so you don't have a way back. So you got to wait on him. And he going to stay late. Because he going to start drinking with all your cousins, man, your uncles. Right? And they going to be, waxing worse and worse. And you're going to be sitting there looking like a fool. Full. So you're going to be a full fool. You're full off of the food you just ate, and your conscience is going to condemn you. And you're going to fall out the truth because you didn't know how to say no. And you lost. Everybody survived in these high holy days, and you're getting sifted out. All right, let's read this again. Ephesians chapter 5 and 3. But fornication, that's a literal fornication, right? Then you got spiritual fornication. And all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you, as becometh saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. And this giving of thanks is not talking about Thanksgiving. That's not what it's talking about. Because that's another thing that your family may use, or your job, or people may use and get you caught up in this day, man. Or get you caught up in Christmas. Family time. What they call it, Friendsgiving. There's so many names that people call it now. Friendsgiving. Family time. You just want to be thankful for one another. Nobody thanks Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, though, man. You should be thankful to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. It's not Thanksgiving. It's not what you think it is, man. Right? And we'll touch on that. We're going to go, maybe not this lesson, but the next lesson. We're going to touch on the truth about Thanksgiving. We're going to go into detail, but right now, this is just a general understanding on how to survive the holidays. All right, so don't let them pour precepts on you. They do say, but rather give thanks. It's not talking about eating a meal to commemorate a slaughter and massacre of the tribe of Gad, Reuben, Judah, and the rest of the tribes, man. It's not what that's talking about. Right? Ephesians 5 and 5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Hamashiach and of the Most High. You see that? So the Most High said that no idolater hath an inheritance. So if you celebrate Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas, Kwanzaa, these are idolatrous days, idolatrous feasts. Let's go to 2 Maccabees. When the Most High said, let this now be enough concerning idolatrous feast and extreme tortures. Right? Let's go to 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, and verse, let's see. It's like it is chapter 7, I believe. All right, 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, and verse 42. Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolatrous feast and extreme tortures. So there are feast days that are strictly dedicated to idolatry. Idolatrous feast. On these feast days, our forefathers were tortured, man. Right? Christmas, New Year's. New Year's was known as Heartbreak Day. So what the hell are you doing celebrating New Year's? That was the chief day to be sold into slavery. That's what the Most High said our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because our people really don't even know the roots and the foundation of these holidays. You're just doing it, huh? Right? Let me pull that up. Heartbreak Day. New Year's Heartbreak Day. Right? Heartbreak Day. The slaves dread New Year's Day the worst. We pull this up every year, right? Through the spirit of power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The grim history of January 1st, man. Why is it called Heartbreak Day? This was the top day of you being sold. If there was any day that you would be sold, it was New Year's. Every day might be a day. I don't know if I'm gonna be sold, man. I don't know any day. But New Year's, you had a 99% chance that you were sold into captivity. And they would have a feast on this day. An idolatrous feast dedicated to the so-called Roman god Janus. Right? Look at the picture right here, man. See that? You got Esau, the damn devil. That looked like a Gadite woman being sold. That looked like a Judite woman. So you got Northern Kingdom, you got Southern Kingdom. She about to be sold next. She's spending her last seconds with her son. Her last seconds before they're ripped apart. And this might be her family too, man. Right? And this is their last and final hug. And you got this brother in the back being whipped and beat. But Jake, you want to freak off on New Year's. You want to turn up. You want to get drunk. You want to buy champagne. You want to order all this damn food. You want to, freak off and go to these clubs and these parties and shoot in the air. A lot of people, you get sifted out around New Year's too, man. Because you don't think New Year's is that bad. You may strongly condemn Thanksgiving or strongly condemn sentiments or Christmas, but you don't really stand up like that for New Year's, man. Right? Well, I'm just going over, just going over to so-and-so house. Right? And the African, I'm not going to read this whole thing. Right? I'll read a little bit. I'm not going to do an in-depth breakdown on each worldly holiday, but I'll touch on them here and there and kind of go back into the spirit, right? And the precepts. Americans are likely to think of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day as a time to celebrate the fresh start that a new year represents. But there is also a troubling side to the holiday's history. In the years before the Civil War, the first day of the new year was often a heartbreaking one for enslaved people in the United States. In the African American community, New Year's Day used to be widely known as quote unquote hiring day or heartbreak day, as the African American abolitionist journalist William Cooper Neal described it, or Nell. Why? Because enslaved people spent New Year's Eve waiting, wondering if their owners were going to rent them out to someone else, thus potentially splitting up their families. The renting out of slave labor was a relatively common practice in the antebellum South and a profitable practice for white slave owners and hirers. So why would you celebrate a day which was the chief day of being sold? There was no greater day. A lot of contracts were yearly contracts, yearly deals that these Edomites made to one another. Right? And once that year was over, that annual year, just like now, corporation got a fiscal year. Your fiscal year, it runs in 4 quarters. It may start, late, so-called, wintertime. It may end around September. Right? You may have a fiscal year, then you have a calendar year. A lot of contracts that they had were calendar year based, man. Right? Master Johnson sold 3 slaves to Master Anderson, from this time to this time. And once that deal is up, and you sell them to the next man. That's how it works, man. Hiring day was part of the larger economic cycle in which most debts were collected and settled on New Year's Day, says Alexis McCrossan, an expert on the history of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and a professor of history at SMU, who writes about hiring day in her forthcoming book, Times Touchstone, The New Year in American Life. All right. So this was a big deal to put Israel in slavery on New Year's, man. A major deal to put the Israelites in captivity. And Thanksgiving too. Right? Thanksgiving too. Sinmas. Kwanzaa. Don't get caught up and don't let your kids get caught up in it, man. If your kids go to these public schools, they're gonna get caught up in that stuff, man. They're gonna be making the I remember we used to have to make that in the first grade. The turkey hand, you put your hand down and you make the little turkey, right? You put the little feathers on it. Hey, some people dress up like the pilgrims. Some people dress up like the Gadites, the world calls the Indians. Or they may do it, look, everybody brings something from home. Potluck. Your job may say, look, we're doing a potluck. Everybody got to bring something from home. We're going to do a New Year's potluck. We're going to pull your name out the hat. You got everybody's name out the hat. Then they pull your name out, and now you got to damn bring, God knows what, man. You got to say no. Learn how to say, well, look, I don't celebrate that. I know it's against my religion. It's against, what my beliefs. And say whatever you want to say, right? In wisdom. But we have to learn how to say no one to another, right? Chiefly our family. Right? So if you want to get down with these feast days, you don't have an inheritance in the kingdom. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, you're not going to make it. I don't care how you justify it. The Lord don't care how you justify it. If you celebrate Christmas, New Year's, Kwanzaa, the Lord don't care how you justify it, man. If you want to call it Friendsgiving, you're still going to be destroyed. If you want to call it family time, you're still going to be cut down. If you're just going over to, get it to go plate, well, I'm going to just wait till the day after, then I'm going to go get the leftovers. Because technically, it's not Thanksgiving, it's the day after. So I'm going to just go over there and eat the leftovers. Right? Brother, the Most High sees your spirit, man. He sees your spirit. He's going to get up with you. This day has to be an abomination to every Israelite in the truth. Verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. And again, don't be deceived by vain words. Oh, you don't come around anymore. Well, in the Bible, it do tell you that you have to, love one another. Right? I do tell you that the family that prays together, they start throwing up these words and phrases not in the Bible. Well, the family that pray together stay together. Well, that's not in the Bible. But if you don't know what's going on, you're going to get deceived. Well, they do say that, Granny, do want us to pray together and we'll end up standing together. That's why my dad left. And that's why, my cousin Rail, he got shot because, we didn't stay together and we didn't pray. No, man. Don't get deceived by these vain words at your job, man. Them threatening you. Look, Joe. Everybody's going to the corporate Thanksgiving party, corporate Christmas party. Now, if you don't go, you're going to get written up. If you don't go, you're going to get a write-up, right? We're going to send you home. And guess what you got to do? You still can't go, man. You still don't show up. And well, my job said they was going to fire me. I'm going to just show up. I'm going to be in the back. I'm going to be reading my Bible in the back. It ain't no I'm reading my Bible in the back, man. I know you, Jakes, man. You like to come up with all types of stuff. I ain't going to eat no food. I'm bring my own food, and I'm going to just read my Bible at the table. Right? If you got days off, use your days off, man. Use your, a lot of times you need to save your time for this time of the year, man. Stop saving your time to just do whatever. You know how this world operates, man. You get PTO, if that's something that you got. Paid time off, unpaid time, sick time, vacation time. You get bereavement. Most places you get corporate bereavement, man. You use these days that they give you so you don't have to fall victim to showing up at these corporate feast days, man, and Christmases. Or they serving food in the break room. We know how you jobs get, man. You're always serving Christmas food in the break room. Don't eat those cookies, man. You know that Big 10 thing, the 10 cookie thing. right? With the top on, and they got the little paper, wrapping paper in there that your grandma used to have. Don't eat those cookies, man. Oh, I made everybody Christmas, so and so. I made everybody this. Somebody always making somebody something, especially these office jobs. If you got an office job, you know what I'm talking about. Right? So don't indulge, we got extra food in the break room or so and so. Let no man deceive you. Don't get deceived by vain words. Why are they vain? Because they have no profit. The only profit is you being destroyed. And that's a profit on the left-hand side. For because of these things, the wrath of the Most High, it's like it cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Right? The children of disobedience are the 2/3. Right? Chiefly. You got the other nations in there, but it's really the other the non-elect. And they're going to feel the wrath of God. Verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. That's a commandment. Do not be a partaker with them. Did not David say, go to Psalms. That's 119 and 63, if I'm not mistaken. Psalm chapter 119 and verse 63. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. It's a lot. So David was a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. And this word companion literally means someone that you eat bread with, right? That's what it literally means. Let's pull it up. Meaning with, panios, or panio meaning bread. If you're going to be a companion around someone, it's going to be with somebody that keeps the precepts. Right? Companion. Here's the etymology, right? The origin of the word. One who accompanies or associates with another. From the Latin com, meaning with or together. And panis, meaning bread or to feed. So a true companion is someone that you eat bread with. That's a true companion. So if you're going to eat a meal with anybody, it has to be with somebody that's going to keep the precepts. Your grandma, your uncle are not keeping the precepts. They're slicing up the honey glazed ham. They got bacon on the turkey. Everybody want to put bacon on everything. So they got the turkey, but they switching it up this year and they putting bacon and just wrapping it up in bacon, right? Then they got bacon, sliced bacon in the mashed potatoes. And they only cook the greens with the ham. Got a huge ham leg bringing flavor to the greens. So everything's defiled, man. So those people cannot be your companions. The Most High said, let just men eat and drink with thee. Right? Let me get that. And Ecclesiastes, the ninth chapter. Right? People are going to wax fat today, man. Right now, what time is it? 12:50. People are cooking. People are throwing down in the kitchen. Greens, sweet potatoes, mac and cheese, cornbread, turkey legs, turkey neck, roasted turkey, garlic turkey, dinner rolls, cranberry sauce, stuffing, gravy, peach cobbler, what else Jake making? Sweet potato pie, pecan pie, pound cake, carrot cake, right? And if you get enticed by those, then shame on you. If I name some of them things and your stomach start growling and you start, damn pecan pie. You need to fight that demon, man. Fight that spirit. Damn, brother did say, damn, God damn, I haven't had pecan pie, sweet potato pie in a minute, man. Cry my sweat. Hey, you gotta let it go. Let it go. Right? Let it go. Hey, brothers, a lot of brothers fast on Thanksgiving, man. That's a beautiful time to fast. We do that as a body every year. Right? We do an annual traditional fast, man, on Thanksgiving here in WFI. to mourn, to weep for the slaughter, injustice, and genocide that was done to our forefathers and foremothers, man. So if you ever need a day to fast, what better day to fast than a day that the world is feasting, that the world is drinking and mirth? And is it a day, or it's like a day that the world is getting drunk off of the blood of your forefathers and foremothers, man? Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and 15. Let thy talk be with the wise, and all thy communication and the law of the Most High. So don't get seduced to talk about folly, and they want to bring you over just to watch the game because the Lions are playing, or the Cowboys are playing, or the so and so is playing. I'm just going over to watch the game, right? I watch the game every year, but this year I'm definitely not eating no food, but I will go watch the game, right? I might have a beer. Well, brother, that beer, that drink, that wine, it's all attached to the same demon. It's all the same demon. Right? Verse 16. And let just men eat and drink with thee, and let thy glorying be in the fear of Yahweh. Right? Let just men eat and drink with thee. Have some integrity, man. You're a king on the earth. You're a priest on the earth. David didn't just let anybody sit at his table. When you read the book of 2 Samuel, he had mighty men sat at his table. Only the top of it, the house of David, could sit at David's table. David didn't abase himself to go sit at the Canaanites' table and celebrate what the Canaanites were doing to Molech or Abimelech or Baal. David had self-esteem. He had honor. Have some honor amongst yourself today. And so-called holiday season, have some dignity, some self-respect, right? Some integrity. Don't abase yourself, and you're eating with the nations and their God, and they celebrate their gods, man. In the days of murder, idolatry, lust, and madness. Now you let just men eat and drink with thee, and you let your glorying be in the fear of the Lord. You don't get seduced or deceived by vain words. Right? Let's go back to Ephesians chapter 5 and 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them, for ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. So walking as the children of the light means that, look, I'm not going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Today I'm going to use this day as a day of mourning, reading, studying, looking up the history of what happened to my forefathers and foremothers, telling people no, leaving a group chat. They're making group chats on Facebook, group chats in the damn thread, right? You're leaving these group chats, man. And you're walking as a child of the light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, right? And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So again, this cuts you fellowshipping at all. Let's pull up this word fellowship. No fellowshipping with the unfruitful works of darkness. Right? Here's that word in the Greek, sunkoneo, and it says to become a partaker together with others, or to have fellowship with a thing. To share in company with, like a companion, with co-participate in, right? You want to be a co-participant in any evil day. Any day predicated on wickedness, idolatry, lust, madness, folly. Again, you got these let's see, corporate holiday parties. Secret Santa. Everybody pull your name in a hat. We're going to do Secret Santa today. All right. Here, Joe, you get Susie. Susie, you get Ralph. Ralph, you got Bethany. Look at all these Jakes. Right? Oh, just show up. See that? The Most High is not dealing with this, man. Look at that. See that? Fancy food, Secret Santa, that mistletoe spirit. Look at this. Don't be this guy. Do not be this guy. I mean, this guy's having a time, this little ass hat, man. Oh, and this guy, maybe he said, look, I ain't going at first. Maybe this guy could be the truth, man. I ain't going to no damn Christmas party, man. I serve Yahweh Bashmir Bashah. Shema Yasha Allah. Right? That could be him. Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Akkad. I will not celebrate no gods. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Then he got that phone call from his work wife. Now he's been hiding for the last 3 years. I'll just show up. I'll just be there. All right. I'm going to show face. That's what Jake said. I'm going to show face. Well, Jake says show face. I mean, they're not really going to get deep into it, right? And sit there and talk to everybody for a long time. They'll just show face. Meaning, look, I pop in, pop out. That's what Jake said. Might, come in, say, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Salute a brother, whatever. We might stay there maybe 15 minutes. I'm being there 15 at the most. After that, I got to roll. That's what Jake into, man. 15 minutes and I'm out. Next thing you know, you here with a little hat on, man. Popping that confetti thing. When you hit it and all the confetti pop out. Do not be this guy. Say no. At the workplace, corporate parties, potluck dinners, Secret Santa. What else? What else they doing in the world? Damn mistletoe spirit. Look at this. Right? Learn. Now you can say, well, show me that's a sin. The Lord said, defraud not thyself for the good day. Well, that's not what this is talking about. Sirach 14 is not talking about this, man. The good day is talking about the days that Yahweh is giving you to relieve yourself in wisdom and joy and mirth, but in righteousness. This is not in righteousness. This is in wickedness. Do not be seduced, man. Let's see. Work. See that? Then they'll do a potluck at work. Don't get into the potluck at work spirit. All right? I'm just bringing food. I ain't going to eat it. I'm going to just bring my little food, but I'm going to just eat my own lunch. That's just for everybody, so I can act like I was there. No, it ain't no act like I was there, man. Remember, you had a forefather, and we have a forefather, rather, should I say, named Eleazar. Eleazar was compelled to eat pork. They even told Eleazar, we're not even going to give you pork. We're going to give you some clean meat, maybe lamb, venison. Just pretend that is pork. And let's see the spirit that Eleazar had on that idolatrous feast. The Lord said, let this now be enough concerning idolatrous feast and extreme tortures. Let's see Eleazar, our forefather. This is 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. So this was one of their holidays, right? One of the idolatrous feasts. And they brought Eleazar, and they were going to force Eleazar to eat pork. And they did this to Eleazar because if Eleazar fell and got seduced and sinned, everybody else will fall, be seduced, and will also sin. And that's what they do, man. The so-called white man like to attack the priesthood and attack our direct connection to the Most High. Because if he can corrupt the priesthood, then everybody else is going to be corrupted. And nobody's going to know how to serve the Most High. Why do you think that the so-called white man comes after your pastors, these churches? That's the number one killer. It ain't crack. It ain't the gun. It ain't dope, right? It ain't none of that. The number one killer in the hood is the churches, man. I mean, feeding you doctrine, I mean, consecutive, man. Hey, the weed man, he might get arrested. Dope man might go to jail, right? Crack dealer might get shot and killed in the streets. Pastor ain't dying. Pastor there from the time he's 30 to the time he's 65, his son right after him. And they dealing too. And they dealing you philosophies and sin. And they sold your grandmother, man. They sold to your grandmother. And they sold to your auntie. And they sell to your mother. And they sell to your brother. And they sell to you. And they the number one killers in the community. Straight up and down, man. And the so-called white man knows the influence and the zeal that we have to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So this was the same mentality that they had when they took Eleazar and said, if we can get this man to fall, everybody else is going to fall. And it's the same thing they did to Mattathias, the father. I'm going to go back to this, but they did this to the father of Judas Maccabees, Mattathias. All right, let me get that account real quick. I'm going to go back to that, but let's get let's go to First Maccabees, the second chapter. Right, First Maccabees, chapter 2. They told him, look, you do first. He said, come thou first. And you should be reading Maccabees because the Feast of Dedication draws nigh. Right? First Kings. It's like your first Maccabees. Chapter 2 and verse 17. I'm going to start at 15. And the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. So you have certain people that are set up in secret to make the Israelites revolt. And they work for the king. What do you think these advertisers are? These marketing people. All of the commercials. Their job is to make you revolt. Right? They fund these guys, these corporations, to put all these Thanksgiving commercials out. Family time. You look at these advertisements, man. Half of them be Jake. Most of the Thanksgiving commercials are Jake. Right? And usually a grandma, a dad, right? A cousin, right? An uncle, so-and-so. Right? This First Maccabees 2 and 15. So how they market and advertise sin, the main audience is Jake, man. They're the number one consumer. Nobody consumes more in the holiday season than the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child. I mean, you're spending billions of dollars from the time of Black Friday or Thanksgiving to the time of New Year's. And there are people that are hired with the mind to make you revolt against God. And they have lucrative deals and commercials, and their job is to seduce you, man. Let me read this again. First Maccabees 2 and 15. And the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. So he wanted to make them be a partaker of the so-called Greek gods, which are no gods, the work of men's hands. First Maccabees 2 and 16. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. So they wanted to see what was going on. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. So that's flattery. They tried to get him with flattery. All right. Don't let these devils flatter you and seduce you with vain words. Oh, you're a ruler, you're an honorable man, corruptible man. I mean, you're a great man in the city, you're strong. Same thing they said in the holiday season. It's family time. It's a time to get together. It's a time to spend with your loved ones. It's a time to fellowship. It's a time to break bread. That's called flattery. A lot of people get seduced because of flattery. Pull up the definition of flattery. Right? Let's get the definition of flattery. Flattery. Excessive and insincere praise, given especially to further one's own interest. So the Most High is against flattery, man. They call it gassing somebody up. I don't know if they still say that, right? But it's something like that. Gassing up somebody's head, man, or bigging them up, making them feel like something when they're not, because you got your own interest in mind. And the Most High is against flattery. When you go to Job, the Lord speaks about flattering titles. He said, in so doing, my maker, I believe that's Job 32, right? In so doing, my maker would take me away, would soon take me away, right? Let me not give flattering titles unto man, right? Let me get that real quick. In Job. All right, Salaki, blue letter. All right, see that? Satan. You go into flattery, right? Now you can't even bring out the word of the Most High. Let me close this out. Go back to this. All right, that's all right. Let me pull it up. Pull it up the classic way, right? Bear with me. This is the book of Job, chapter 32 and 22. It reads, I'll start at 21. Let me not, I pray you, accept any man's persons, neither let me give flattering titles unto man. For I know not to give flattering titles. And so doing, my maker would soon take me away. So you can't give flattering titles unto man. What is a flattering title or flattery? Excessive and insincere praise. That's what Esau gives Jacob around this time, man. Right? Especially to further one's own interest. His interest is for you to sin. And he'll flatter you and make you think it's, it's family time, good time, is a time to enjoy one another. It's a time for fathers to spend with sons and mothers spend with daughters and aunties and uncles and grandmas get together. Let's see. Let me see if I type this in. What is Thanksgiving about? See this? Thanksgiving, which occurs on the fourth Thursday in November, is based on the colonial pilgrims' 1621 harvest meal. We'll touch on this, man. I want to dive deep into that. The holiday continues to be a day for Americans to gather for a day of feasting, football, and family. The 3 F's. Feasting, football, and flattery. Well, that's flattery, man. Right? Well, it's not that bad. We're just feasting, football, and family. Let's go back to First Maccabees, chapter 2. It's madness. First Maccabees 2 and 17. Let's see the flattery. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore, come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thine house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. So he wanted him to sell his soul. Sell out, man. He said, you come first. How did he know how to pinpoint Mattathias? Out of all the people, how did one of the king's officers from a strange land say that's Mattathias? He was told about Mattathias. They were told about the Israelites, man. These nations, everybody knows about us, man. And they want us to sin first and break the commandments. That's what it's all about, really. It's not about the Moabite man. These commercials and advertisements and flattery, it's not about the Japanese man. That's not the target audience. They just fall victim to the wine of Babylon. But the main goal is to get us to go off first, man. And if you celebrate these holidays, you'll be accepted. Right? The so-called white man, you may think he's not going to look at you like you're that bad, man. Because you celebrate his holidays. You eat his food. You get into his customs. You get into his religions. But Mattathias said, no, What did Mattathias say? Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away, every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. You see that? See that boldness that he had? He said, though all nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and they do, man. I guarantee, I'll bet the last dollar in my account that a Chinese family is celebrating Thanksgiving. What the hell do they have to do with Thanksgiving, man? Arabs are getting into it. Hamites are getting into it. Hawaiians are getting into it. Everybody's getting off on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Black Friday and all of it, man. Everybody fell away. The Moabites fell away from their ancient Chemosh. When the last time you heard a Moabite man say, well, it's the year of Chemosh, right? And the year of my Moabite gods. Oh, man, these Chinese people, I could probably look that up, right? Chinese, it's like people or family through Thanksgiving, right? If we don't see Thanksgiving, we'll see Christmas. Thanksgiving. Look at this. See that? See that right there? Drunk. Ding bang do, right? Look at him drunk. He got orange hair like Archie, right? Archie's Mysteries. And they got the turkey, man. Look at this. Celebrating Thanksgiving with a Chinese flavor. Peking duck and Chinese food. Drunk. Everybody fell away. Everybody has fallen away. Look at the Moabite. Look at that. They don't know what's going on. They have no idea. Grateful for family and friends. Taiwanese Thanksgiving. Man, the so-called white man, he got these nations bent, turned. I mean, they are drunk. For those that don't know what it means to be drunk, it means you are drunk off of the wine of Babylon the Great. Let's get that. Their philosophies, their doctrines, their way of life. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 3. I'll read that. Right, we'll read that. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So every nation is in bed with America. They played a game, huh? They played a political game and allowed embassies and legislation to be enforced. They entertained the IMF, right? The International Monetary Fund, right? The Federal Reserve. They're in bed religiously. There's churches, and the Pope is putting up churches and cathedrals everywhere, and everything of the holidays and the ways of America are spread throughout the four corners of the earth. And all these nations, they accept it. They're all drunk. I could have very well typed in Japanese man, and we would have saw similar pictures. We could have typed in African man, saw the same thing, right? But the Moabite man, shame on you Moabites, man. Right? Look at this. And they're like it's soul food. Everybody sings soul food. Right? And they have the damn, this is like a soul food scene, man. They was at the table, they was putting the fish in there, and it's putting the deep fry and taking it out. And right. So the Moabite man is trying to be like soul food. And that's Big Mama with the purple sweater on. Damn soul food, Chinese soul food scene. I haven't seen it all. Drunk. Look at that Christmas tree in the background. All nations are drunk. Right? Let's go back to this. That's what it says in First Maccabees 2. Though all nations, and this was during the time of the Greeks, that are under the king's dominion obey him. So everybody's celebrating Christmas. Right now they're cooking. And they might eat dinner around 3 o'clock, maybe like 5 o'clock, 6 at the latest. But everybody's obeying them right now. And they're falling away. Because the Hamite man, he's not following his so-called gods. These Africans that come to America, they're not celebrating these gods, man. They don't talk about those stocks and stones that they worship, them totem poles and staffs. And the African man come here, he getting down with Thanksgiving too. The Arab man, let's see if we can find some Arabs celebrating Christmas. Right? Family. Always a family. All right, let's pull this up. Look at this. Drunk. Intoxicated. All nations have fell away from the religion of their fathers. The Moabite man and Chemosh, right? The Ishmaelite man and Allah, right? The Hamite man and his stocks and stones and staffs and garments that he worships. The Israelite, you have fallen away from your God, Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach Malak Yabushai, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You have fallen away. Look at this. Look at this, man. I done seen it all. What do Muslims do to celebrate the festive season? Right? I done seen it all. Look at this. Drunk. Right? Let's go back to this. What did Mattathias say? Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. And they were willing to die for this. When you read Maccabees, that's what it's all about. It's about walking in the covenant of your fathers. That's what this truth is about. Your truth is about walking in a covenant of your God. It's not about how many precepts you know. It's not about how many in-depth breakdowns you know. It's not about how many times you got on the other nations. It's not how many times they lick the boot. It's not how many women you have. It's not how many likes you have and followers and views you have. You got to work out your own salvation and have integrity and walk in the covenant of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Even when these nations try to seduce you and these demons around different times of the year or everyday life try to get you to fall away. He said, God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion. When he says religion, really talking about the truth, right? The commandments, either on the right hand and on the left. Right? Let's go back to Second Maccabees. Right? Let's go back to Second Maccabees and read about Eleazar and this idolatrous feast that they compelled him to be a partaker of. And let's see his mind concerning the matter. Let's read this again. Second Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, right, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came to his own accord to the torment. So they tried to stuff swine's flesh in his mouth. He spit it out, said, hell no, I'm not eating this, man. I'd rather die gloriously. And this is something that is not taught in the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, to die gloriously, man. Because, yeah, we speak about things that we may go through in the truth and the tribulation and the hell, and we talk about being beamed up, getting a crown on your head, right? Being rewarded for standing so stiffly for the name of the Most High, right? But another thing that has to be, pushed is, are we willing to die gloriously? You don't want to die a fool. You die as an adulterer where the husband came in and shot you in the back. And it happens every time, all the time, rather. You don't want to die as a fool when you die shorting somebody who's selling them dope and you short them this and they gave you this and you know it's a damn bad, whatever. Then you die in the streets, man. Somewhere in damn Harlem. You don't want to die in prison. You don't want to die in sin. If you're going to die in this truth, let you die gloriously, man. Let you die upholding the laws and the statutes and the commandments of your God. So our forefathers were willing to die and to celebrate Thanksgiving, man. Willing to die. If you put Mattathias in today's time, if you took men like Mattathias, Eleazar, Ezra, Daniel, Nehemiah, you took women like Esther, Judith, and you put them here and you broke everything down to them and showed them what was going on, then you showed them everybody celebrating of our people these holidays, they'll lose their mind. You might be apprehensive even to tell them, just knowing how they're going to respond. They'll pluck their beard out, man. Literally, they will rent their garment in front of you. They'll do stuff you never seen before, man. They'll shave their beard and shave their head and wallow in ashes and myrrh and ashes and sackcloth and more. Right? So, because they was on another level. Right? So let's read on. So he chose rather to die gloriously. Verse 20, 2 Maccabees 6:20. As it behooved them to come, that are resolute to stand against such things as are not lawful for the love of life to be tasted. So Thanksgiving is not to be tasted. That cranberry sauce should not be tasted. That stuffing, those greens, that Christmas roast, that New Year's party wings is not lawful for the love of life to be tasted. And he knew that. But they had the charge of the wicked feast. And Thanksgiving is a wicked feast. And there are people that have charge of it. Esau has charge of it. He tells you when this feast day is going to begin. The last Thursday of every so-called November. Right? You can eat this. We're going to sell this. We're going to sell this in the store. We're going to send this. So they set the feast up, man. All the trucks that drop off the food in the grocery store is turkeys now. Now they got pecan pies and sweet potato pies. They orchestrate the feast, just like back then. But they that had the charge of the wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh, taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So they said, look, just pretend you're eating pork. Here's some venison, or here's some beef, or here's some lamb. Just pretend you're eating the pork. Just pretend. Don't eat pork. Pretend you're eating it. That was the commandment. A lot of the Jakes would have said, damn, I don't have to eat it. It's not a sin. It's not a sin. Right? He told me not to eat pork, but I'll pretend. If you pretend to eat pork and make people believe you're eating it, that is a sin. That's deception, sorcery, witchcraft, madness, dealing falsely. That's the law. Ain't no way in hell a brother gonna come to me. The brother asks me what I'm eating. Oh, I'm eating pork. It's lamb. And the brother say, damn, man, you eating pork? Yeah, I'm eating pork. But it's really not pork. And I'm only saying that to get a few dollars on the side. All right, I told him. I was really eating lamb. Okay, give me my $100. That's wickedness, man. Let's get the law. Let's get the law. So no, you can't go over there and eat the turkey, or pretend that you're just going over there to do this and you're really eating it. All of that goes out the window, man. Leviticus chapter 19. Let's lock it. And was that dealing falsely? 19 and Salakia. Bear with me. Probably reading over it. Salakia, bear with me. me get this deal falsely. All right, for sake of time. All right, let me just put it in Salakia. I probably read over it, moving fast through the spirit. All right, here, this is Leviticus 19 and 11. Right, read right over it. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. So that would be dealing falsely right here, man. Right? That would be dealing falsely to pretend you're eating pork. I'm not about to pretend I'm eating Thanksgiving turkey to please my family. Go over there just to act like I'm going over there. That whole spirit is off, man. Just going over there to fellowship, might say what's going on. He went, if Eleazar wouldn't even pretend that he was eating pork, he wouldn't even go over to your family house, man. All of the things that Jake used as a reason to go over to a relative's house or to make a plate or to do this or do that, he wouldn't even have done that, man. And that's the standard that we have to live up to. This is the standard. Yeah, there are things written 1 Corinthians 8, 1 Corinthians 10, but that's the standard is to get to this level. You want to get to the level of Daniel or get to the level of Judith or get to the level of Mattathias and Eleazar. That's the level you want to obtain. When you have so much faith in the Most High, you're not even thinking about eating. You won't even pretend to eat it. It's not even funny. It's not a game. Because you take the laws and the commandments that serious. Let's get the book of Judith real quick. Chapter 12. And that man got tortured for that. He got tortured because he didn't even want to pretend to eat it. Right? This is the book of Judith, chapter 12 and verse 1. Then he commanded that he is Holofernes, right? The king of this general rather of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Then he commanded to bring her in, where his plate was set, and bade that they should prepare for her of his own meats, and that she should drink of his own wine. And your family might try to bring you in. Well, they got the plates set up. They got the fancy box they took from the attic with all of the Thanksgiving decorations, right? With the damn horn in it with the fruit. Your auntie's or your grandma's favorite placemats, the tablecloth. It's always that box with the Thanksgiving stuff, man, that they put up around the house. And they might try to bring you in. And the plates are set. And they might bade that they should prepare for her of his own meats. So they might try to give you their own meats. Slice you some turkey. Here, give me his plate. Yeah, you don't eat. You're getting thin, boy. Let me look at you. Right? You need to eat. Here, get some more. So they put some more mac and cheese on your plate. You better get some of this pie. Right? Not your granny get, man. Your grandma. And mainly, Judites. Right? Other tribes too, but mainly, the Judite grandma, man. Boy, what do you think you're doing, man? You better eat some of that cake, man, before you leave. Put that on your plate. Compel you to eat of these meats, man, and these foods dedicated to evil. And that they should drink of his own wine. So they've tried to force her to eat a meal dedicated to madness and sin. This was a meal that was in honor of slaughtering the Israelites. Because what was Holofernes doing? I mean, why was Judith there in the first place? To stop a potential slaughter of the Jews. They're marching, ready to kill the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. And they're having a feast about it. And they want Judith to be a partaker of the feast. They want her to eat of the food dedicated to slaughter, dedicated to bloodshed, dedicated to robbery, dedicated to idolatry and madness. And they want her to get down with the get down. But what did Judith say in her faith and wisdom and love of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai? And Judith said, this Judith chapter 12 and 2. And Judith said, I will not eat thereof, lest there be an offense, but provision shall be made for me of the things that I have brought. I'm gonna eat my own thing, man. I'm not eating no Thanksgiving food, man. And a lot of brothers, I'm gonna say this too. Just because you're not going over somebody else's house to eat turkey, greens, sweet potatoes, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, that don't mean you can cook it at home. Well, what do you mean? I'm not celebrating. I just got a taste for it today. Just got a taste for turkey legs. Brother, what do you mean today? Out of all days, you just so happen to have a taste for mac and cheese, turkey, greens, sweet potatoes. Stop playing yourself, brother. You really just want to celebrate the day. No, I eat it around this time all the year. All the time. I already bought my turkey, man, before I even knew. Hey, the Most High sees that, man. Like the Lord see that spirit. Are you jakes that like to eat Thanksgiving food, but say you're not celebrating Thanksgiving? It's a coincidence. You just so happen to already start marinating your turkey. You just so happen to already had the mac and cheese all lined up, man. Damn deviled eggs. Brother, what are you doing eating deviled eggs, man? Well, I just had a taste for deviled eggs. No, brother. You want to celebrate Thanksgiving, and you want to do it in deceit, and you want to lie to yourself, and more importantly, you're lying to the Most High. And Judith, she didn't say this to just a regular auntie or uncle or grandmother. She said this to a top general, almost a king. And she didn't fear what may happen. She said, I will not eat thereof. You scared of your auntie, your cousin, Day, Rel, Tamika. You're scared to get yourself out the group chat and tell them no. Well, you wouldn't be able to stand in the shoes of Judith, man, or Eleazar, or Mattathias. You wouldn't be able to walk with them. You wouldn't be able to sit at their table because they said no. And they said this to mighty kings that could have killed them. Let's read it one more time. And Judith said, I will not eat thereof, lest there be an offense, but provision shall be made for me of the things which I have brought. So I got my own meal going on, man. I'm not eating that, man. I'm going to eat some lamb today, right? I'm going to eat something righteous, man. I'm not eating that, man. I don't even want to eat the same time that y'all eating, man. Y'all eating around, 4 or 5 o'clock? I don't even want to eat that, man. Oh, y'all watching the damn big game? I'm not watching no big game, man. Whatever y'all doing, I want to do the exact opposite of. Because everything y'all doing is evil. My mentality is, let's do it all in righteousness, man. Right? Let's make this day righteous. Right? Let's make the day righteous in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. 2 Corinthians chapter 6. I just get Colossians. I get the classic thing. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. I'm going to start at 7. Start at 6. As ye, Colossians 2 and 6. As ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushua the Lord, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. So your thanksgiving is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, for the Most High bringing you into the truth, for the Most High giving you wisdom, give you the Holy Spirit, giving you understanding. Your thanksgiving is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. This thanksgiving is to the spiritual demon Satan, masqueraded as white Jesus, Caesar Borgias. That's who they're giving thanksgiving to the so-called white man for conquering and slaying their brethren and their sisters, man, their forefathers and foremothers. And this Thanksgiving is not the fourth Thursday. Colossians 2 and 7 is not talking about the fourth Thursday of every November. This is every day. So we thank Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua every day. Man. We don't need a meal to thank the Most High. We thank the Most High when we're suffering. We thank the Most High through affliction. We thank the Most High when we're up top. We thank the Most High when we're brought low. We thank the Most High when we are bound. We thank the Most High when we're abased. We thank the Most High when we have many. And we thank the Most High when we have few. And it's not just one day, it's every day, man. So this is a hypocritical society, a hypocritical kingdom. That's why the Most High is going to destroy this place. And every brother and sister has to be rooted and built up. Don't be shaken, man. When a tree is rooted, it's not shaken by the summer breeze, man. It's not shaken by the east wind. A rooted tree can withstand a tropical storm, and some of these trees can withstand a hurricane, man. Some trees don't. Some trees can. Be the tree that can. Be the tree that's rooted, that's fully assured that Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Black Friday, holiday season is a day of evil and sin. Be rooted and fully persuaded in your mind. Be on the level of Mattathias. Be on the level of Eleazar. As a woman, be on the level of Judith, man. Verse 8, beware lest any man spoil you, meaning destroy you, through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. So again, these holidays are the traditions of men. They are the rudiments of the world, and they are not after the Lord, right? They are not after the Lord. So if you celebrate those days, you must needs repent, forsake those abominable days. Do not be seduced. Fight strong for the laws and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Don't be on social media, envying the oppressor, scrolling, staring, looking at the food, tasting it through the screen, wondering what if, entertaining a group chat, secretly doing this. Hey, abstain from this, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But with that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. On to the next live. Kwam Yasha. Shalom.